Real estate market in Hyderabad is slowly turning into an opportunity market with prolonged stagnation in 2024. However, many investors are planning to invest now as we are approaching the fag end of financial year to avoid capital gain taxes, and there is a buyer's market for opportunity investors. In this video, we will try and analyze some of the critical questions in real estate of a common investor. We will not just focus on a real estate as a subject, but also try and break down complex subjects into a simple elements, hence making this Q4 investments journey easy for you to break down. Also covering the budget 2025 impacts on real estate.
Average income of 1 lakh per month other than the special rate income such as capital gains.
Making the right decision today can set you up for a long-term financial success, while a wrong move could leave you waiting for years to see any returns. This video is a continuation to our earlier questionnaire episode in which we will be covering more interesting topics and about real estate investments and a budget related questions. So grab a cup of chai, sit back, and let's dive right in today's questions. This is Murli Krishna. Welcome to Real Talks. It's all about real estate. Let's look at the first question in today's video. Which option is good for investing in real estate in general? Plots, apartments, villas, or agriculture lands? See, real estate investment is all about forecasting, but each of these segments have different type of risks and rewards. In real estate, I always tell, plan your exit before you enter. For apartments and villas, according to your financial status, since 80 to 90% of the total amount can be availed as loans from banks. If you can pull up the margin money of 10 to 20%, leverage your income or pay slip for a bank loan, then flats and villas are the best options. Coming to agriculture lands, there will be no loans provided by the banks to avail the property. Not only the finance part, checking the legal verification is also a very critical. While this is one side of the coin, holding and maintaining the agriculture land post acquisition is a challenging task. So invest in agriculture land only if you have 100% amount in your hand and have the capacity to hold minimum 10 years of time. Then this is the best option for investment. Usually, this kind of investments are only for the next generation or not for immediate or short-term investments. Click on the above link to watch the checklist of acquiring agricultural lands. Coming to investing in open plots, you must understand that only 30% of the value will be available as bank loan and the remaining 70% should be done as an upfront payment in less than 45 days time. Plots are also for long-term investments and the minimum term you have to plan is 5 years to get great returns. But there are umpteen factors to consider while you select a plot, like the strategic location, size of the plots, kind of developments, amenities, right community, and finally right price. To summarize, apartments are the best choice if you plan to stay in that house, especially for the first-time buyers who are just entering 30s. Villa serves for dual purposes, for staying and investing. But remember, the completion period is minimum 5 to 7 years or sometimes more if you enter in the initial launch stage of the project, while apartments can be completed in 3 to 4 years' time. Plots and agricultural lands can be invested purely depending on your financial status, holding capacity, and based on your need, you can choose a villa or a flat. But remember, Real estate is all about a long-term gain and most rewarding investment vehicle. So plan your investments where the exit is clear and the entry is tough, meaning with a lot of research. You need to research the builder's credibility, past credentials, customer testimonials, and due diligence, such as all approvals and legality checks, need to be done before buying any property to ensure your entry is safe. Real Talks team can help you guide such properties through our advisory services. Call the number on screen to invest safely. Here is the next question. Assuming that you are in your 20s or 30s and do not want to own any flat or a villa and are looking to own a plot for an appreciation, then how to negotiate the best price of any venture? And is there any formula to find out the right price of any venture? Yes, absolutely. Before you negotiate price of any venture, you need to arrive at the correct price of that venture to get the ballpark figure for negotiation. Here is the math. An acre has 4,840 square yards and can yield 2,600 square yards post HMDA and 3,000 square yards for DTCP layout for development of roads, open spaces and infrastructure. Then is usually divided into plots of 150 square yard size. Let's assume an acre costs 1 crore per acre in that area, which means the cost of raw land, meaning for 2,600 square yards, is rupees 3,900 per square yard approximately. Some basic developers incur rupees 800 to 1,200 per square yard for development costs such as roads, water tanks, street lighting, gardening, etc. Marketing budgets for the sales teams are usually kept around rupees 1,000 per square yard to sell it. Adding it only yields us cost of rupees 6,100 per square yard. So the fair price of layout should be ideally 20 to 30% more, which is from 7,500 to 8,500 per square yard. But you find some developers selling such ventures at 20,000 per square yard. So be cautious. That's a red flag. Hence inquire the rate of an acre in your desired area and do this math to arrive at a fair price. Buying at 2x or 3x price of the cost just for the sake of it will never yield you an ROI in your lifetime. If you don't believe me, ask the investors of 2007 and 8 who invested in Shadnagar and Maheshwaram because of the airport boom at higher prices. Their return is not even close to inflation adjusted prices as on date. Now in 2025, again these markets are in limelight with 15 to 20,000 per square yard. Better if they would have kept this in a nominal fixed deposit. Their returns would have been much higher. But there are few exceptions here in plotting ventures. Some developers spend rupees 3,500 per square yard in developing the venture. You can estimate the cost went into the layout by analyzing the rating of the project, which we have done separate video on. We'll flash the rating chart here on the screen for your reference. If the project has quality roads, underground electricity, drainage, STPs, WTPs, clubhouse, then definitely it will stand apart as 5-star project and will demand a premium. So taking all this into consideration, if the developer quotes a price margin of 20 to 30% of the cost, then it is a reasonable price. You can negotiate as per your payment mode and time window, like one-time payments, etc. 4 key takeaways from this. Never accept the first quote you hear. Request a detailed breakdown. Understand every component of the price before negotiating, like acre rate, development costs, clubhouse charges, etc. as per the rating of the venture. Compare with the nearby sales. Check the current market trends and past sale prices to gauge the fair deal. Negotiate with confidence. The more you know, the better you will negotiate. If you find it difficult to estimate the fair price of any layout to negotiate with the developer, DM our advisory services in the WhatsApp link in the description. We might charge a meager amount here, but the value you get of this will be immense. Coming back to this topic, you might have another question in mind. Not all layouts are 5-star ventures and not everyone can afford them. So how do I select a plotting venture in limited budget? Today in Hyderabad market, you can see many ventures in 10 to 15,000 per square yard in the far outskirts of the city, which are very simple and just are laid in checkered squared format, just for the sake of development. These kinds of ventures will never have an appreciation in the next 10 to 20 years time. You will be just making the developer, channel partner, landlord and the banker rich. Result, no one can construct their houses this far. No one can enter the property because of the lack of maintenance and sometimes can't even identify your plot. Total waste of customer money. It would have been better if these lands were left as is for agriculture. Hence, no resale of plot even if appreciated on paper. Then what is the solution? Buy in ventures with theme-based real estate, which will ensure some activity in the layouts like wellness center-based layouts, golf-themed plotting, resort-based projects, etc., where there will be some kind of footfall for family events, major festivals, weekend farming, etc., and hence a better chance of resale. If you look at some examples in India, like Ambi Valley City in Lonavala with a golf as a central theme, or the Wild Woods in Uttarakhand with forest and adventures as a theme, or Aqua City in Chennai with water-themed plotting like an artificial lakes, etc. All of them are unique and have great upside potential for resale because of their regular activity and developers' involvement. Otherwise, you can also buy in ventures where at least 20% of the inventory is held with developer and holds ownership of the clubhouse with operational. This will ensure developer to maintain the property for lifetime. Operational layouts are attracting owners to build their houses here. Once the layout has housing in it, the prices keep rising and inquiries keep coming to the developer. Hence, investors for resale. These ventures will have great appreciation in 5 to 10 years time frame. Real Talks only suggests those layouts which have these qualities like the golf plotting in Masaipet, wellness center near Mominpet or 5-star plotting in Srisailam Highway. Call our Real Talks advisors. We might charge you small bucks, but we will definitely never make you invest in a haunted place. Okay, now you understood how to select a layout. Then comes the next question. What will be the ideal price range to invest in plots? See, firstly, the price is not the only thing to be kept in mind while you research for a project. There are a lot of changes and flowchart to be followed in this process. You can click the above link to know more about it. But we as Indians are always price centric and look for a value product in the correct price. So first, residential layouts which have plots ranging from 150 to 500 square yard size within the same community will not have uniformity and will never have great appreciation. Hence, in general, if you see in the current Hyderabad market, especially in West and South, if Hyderabad, a project which is in the price range of 10 to 15,000 per square yard, and if they are situated at least 25 to 35 kilometers from outer ring road or interior roads of villages, these will not yield great returns at least in the next 10 to 20 years. But whereas if you do a good research and invest in a good venture with a reasonably good price of around 20 to 50,000 per square yard, then this kind of ventures are generally situated in 10 to 15 kilometers range from ORR in south of Hyderabad, and choosing such kind of ventures will yield 2 to 3x returns in next 5 years. Please note, these returns can only be realized in quality ventures, and you can choose to review your selected projects with our advisory team for better investment decisions. The area above 80,000 1 lakh per square head will grow at a slow pace, as almost these prices are reaching stagnation. For example, areas like fully developed like Moti Nagar, Abbots, Koti, Pragati Nagar in Hyderabad, whereas the size of plots are in the range of 200 to 300 square heads, the square head price has stagnated at 1 to 1.5 lakh per square head many years ago, and is not rising and will never rise in future as well. It is advised to liquidate these stagnated properties and invest in areas where you can get plots at 1/5 price and have 3x returns, which means for 100 square head property, you can acquire 500 square heads here, and that will yield you 3x returns in the next 5 years, which means you can grow your wealth by 15x in the next 5 years by simple decision. But the exception here, if you are buying about 1000 square heads and the gated community starts from 1000 square heads sizes, then even if you buy at 50,000 or 70,000 per square head, and if there are already houses built in these layouts, such kind of ventures are also bound to appreciate, as they always attract high profile customers like doctors, NRIs, bureaucrats, entrepreneurs, etc. So while pricing is important, it is also important to understand deliverables of that price. Always remember, price is what you pay and value is what you get. Reach out to our advisors to exit from stagnated areas and make 5x returns for the price your property is worth. Now let's look at the hottest question in the current Hyderabad market. Is South the new West, or is the West always the best? South Hyderabad, especially Srisailam Highway, is seeing some tremendous traction in the past few months especially. I have always been bullish about South Hyderabad, and I do have my reasons for it. It's not about the fourth city or future city which are coming up. If it comes, it will be a bonus. I will tell you 3 reasons why Srisailam Highway is the future. Number 1, airport. The future is all about air travel. Earlier, cities were formed where rivers were there. Later, it was shifted to bus stands and railway stations. Now the future is all about airport. Interestingly, Telangana can't have one more international airport in 150 kilometers radius as per GMR airport agreement. And all the future employment of Hyderabad coming from all parts of Telangana state have to look for areas near airport to settle down, which will give massive demand in this area. In addition to this, the Aero City coming up here will serve as a future hub of Hyderabad. Check out my previous video to understand the full potential of Srisailam Highway and Aero City. Number 2, limited land bank. If you examine the master plan of this area, in HMDA, majority of the land bank is either in conservation zone or reserve forest zone, which means there is only 25% land supply left to cater the above future demand. Number 3, no high-rise culture. Even the leftover land will never see high-rises because of the zoning designed for airport restrictions. In addition to this, bonuses such as metro proposal from airport till Kandukur, fourth city and future city planning, and Srisailam Highway expansion are set to create more demand in the coming days. While West Market has reached price of 55,000 per square head in some areas of Golden Triangle, the appreciation is expected to grow slow from here till 1 lakh per square head, as said earlier. But South looks like a gold mine now. What do you think about South? Will it beat West, or it is an opportunity market? Comment below. East and North zone have always been organic markets with minimal growth. Here you can't expect 2x returns in the next 5 years. Our advisors have identified few potential 2x returns areas for investment. Call our team to know these areas. Finally, since the budget is out now, let us have a small glimpse of its impact on real estate. The below are the 3 major real estate impacts from budget 2025. Number 1, zero tax on income up to 12.75 lakhs. Under the revised tax regime, individuals earning up to 12 lakhs annually would fall under the zero tax bracket with an additional 75,000 as standard deduction, effectively boosting disposable income and potentially increasing affordability for home purchases. Number 2, additional 10,000 monthly for EMIs. The new slab structures result in an extra rupees 10,000 per month in hand compared to prior norms. This additional amount can be used to a higher home loan EMI, translating to a roughly 10 to 11 lakhs increase in the eligible home loan principal. Number 3, no tax on second homes and higher TDS threshold. A second home purchase would not attract additional tax under certain conditions, and the TDS threshold has been raised to 6 lakhs, providing further relief for property transactions and reducing immediate tax outflow, which means a person earning 50,000 as rent per month for his second home would not be deducted 10% as TDS like earlier. What do you feel was 2025 budget good for real estate? Comment below. These are some of the questions I wanted to cover in the last quarter of financial year. There will be another video covering more interesting topics next week. Stay tuned. I hope you liked this video. Please do like, share and subscribe Real Talks for more videos like this. Do call our advisory services for any investment related queries. Signing off, Murali Krishna.